Tuesday, May 30th. Yeah, and about 7:25, 7:30 in the morning, and we are at the David Lesser Shelter and getting ready to head out. It's about 54 degrees, 55 degrees this morning. Skies are clear, rain's blowing through, and we've got about how far today?
Right at 9 miles.
About 9 miles to get to Harper's Ferry, and it should be a great hike. So
I'm excited to come down because there's the Shenandoah and the Potomac. And
yep.
It's a beautiful.
Kind of iconic end to the stretch here. So we're looking forward to it. We're ready to get going, and we will check in along the way.
I'll show you this cute little shelter.
Okay.
It's got a little rocking chair.
So David Lesser Shelter. It's a big shelter. It's got enough space for maybe 8 or 10 people. And they have a little bench here, and they've got a deck out front.
And they have a cute little locker.
So, yeah, this is a nice shelter. So we're leaving the David Lesser Shelter and heading toward Harper's Ferry. But this is a beautiful stretch of trail here this morning with the ferns. The trail is in good shape, and it's just kind of a refreshing way to start a day. Just a beautiful section of trail. So we're going to enjoy it as long as we can until something else shows up on the trail. But yeah, this is like really pretty, really nice trail in here, in section. It's a deer. So that's the deer that ran across the trail a little bit ago. Looks like he's got some little antlers on, so that's a buck. And he ran across the trail, but got up on the hill and he stopped. And he's checking us out. He's gonna move on. So we hopped off the trail at Keys Gap, and we headed into Virginia about a quarter mile to the Sweet Springs Country Store. And we got a sub and a hamburger and fries and a drink, and it was a good break. So something you might want to try. So I've seen cottonwood trees in Texas and in the west, but I have never noticed them here in the east. But this is a cottonwood tree that is dropping cotton all over, and you can see it on the ground, and you can see it in the air. Cottonwood tree seeds that wind takes and spreads around. So we're walking between Keys Gap and Harper's Ferry, and we're at the power lines crossing, and there's this interesting, beautiful bush here with these red blooms. It's called Carolina Allspice. I've never seen it before, or at least never paid any attention to it, but it's just absolutely very pretty. And there's several of them through here as we cross this right away. I have not seen them in the woods, so I think they must be kind of a full sun plant. But really interesting, really pretty. We are descending the Appalachian Trail in Harper's Ferry Park, National Park. And the trail's gotten markedly better once we entered the park, but it's still not a perfect trail, and you can see there's a lot of steps, and we're definitely headed downhill toward the Shenandoah River. But it's interesting that going downhill is just about as hard as going uphill. It uses muscles, or at least uses muscles differently. Whew! Thought it was a snake and it's a root, because I was seeing it through my screen here. But anyway, we're kind of at the end of the day now. Just a little bit later, we will be at Cox Road. I can see it from here. And then not long after that, we'll be at the Shenandoah River. And we can show you how we cross the river on the 340 bridge. Right, so this is our first view of the Shenandoah River coming down from the Harper Ferry Park. And we are going to be heading over here to the 340 bridge. You can certainly hear it. Maybe you can't see it. But we'll get better views of the river and the road here shortly.